Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're going live. I think we're a little bit early. It's a 7:30 instead of 8, but this is just something that I want to do. We're doing this weekly. It should be Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now I'm going to be going through and I'm going to go through all the comments. I'm going to answer the questions, take a look at everything from unemployment to all the new videos that I've done here from the marches, the protests, the new products that we have here. And all the while, if you see me eating something, I'm just having some dinner here. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. But let's just jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the video where we talk about, or that's titled Let's Talk. If you live in the New York area, the New Jersey area, I want to speak to you. Maybe we can do something over a video conference, or maybe we can meet in person and we can do something like maybe a visual podcast, or just make a traditional video picking each other's heads about like what is the most important topic that you think about. And yeah, I think that would be really great to do. So again, find me on Instagram at m8b9. Email me at matt8b9@gmail.com, and we can always figure out a way to get you here, and we can all like do this all together, which I think is great. All right, before we begin, I did get one letter from the Department of Labor, and I got this yesterday, and I kind of opened it up and glanced at it, and it's interesting. They're giving me more information here. Again, from the Department of Labor. I have been filing for unemployment in New York City since March 18th, and I did receive some, but nothing consistent. So let's see what this mail is here, and how is this relevant to me, and maybe to you too. All right, important information noticed. You must follow the instructions below before any benefits can be issued to you. To validate your claim, claim credit for your unpaid waiting week, do this any day between Sunday, January, February, March, April, Sunday, April the 5th, 2020 through Saturday, April the 11th, 2020 to claim credit. So if you didn't know, we're in June right now, and it's June 21st. I got this on June 20th. There's absolutely no way I could have responded to this letter here. Yeah, there's no sensitive information. And I continue getting little letters like this. This doesn't exactly say when it was issued, because some of these do have mailing dates where I can actually see when this was sent out. But of course, this was sent out a long time ago. I'm just receiving this now. It's irresponsible to do this, and this must be one of the reasons why I'm not getting my unemployment, just because they're not seeing the responses that they need, but they send these out and expect me to reply in April when I receive it in June. It's not right, and it's probably what is happening with a lot of people here. And it just says, yeah, how much will I receive each week? Read through the monetary benefit determination you'll receive in the mail. Complete all questionnaires. You may receive questionnaires in the mail. You must complete and return all questionnaires. If you fail to do so, your claim could be delayed or your benefits could be suspended or denied. And that's exactly what's happened here. When will I receive my first payment? The week you file your claim is week 1. This is your unpaid waiting week. The second week, your claim is your first payable waiting week. Tomorrow, definitely. Monday, the June 22nd, I'm definitely going to give them a call here. What if my address changes? Not relevant questions. If you guys need a phone number to talk to somebody here, 888-209-8124. That number again, 888-209-8124. This is call between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. if you need someplace to call. And I have set up direct deposit. I have gotten direct deposit for 2 weeks, and then I got a debit card for 1 week. But outside of that, I haven't. And again, this is because they're probably lacking information, but I've given them everything that I can. There's not really that much more I can do other than, well, calling them tomorrow and really kind of getting at them. All right, here we go. What I'm going to do here, and what I've been doing, is because a lot of people have been saying I've been missing their question. I go through YouTube Studio and I respond to every published comment. And I even respond to those not published, maybe held for review or likely spam, if it's relevant. Now, sometimes if you respond to a question, I'm not going to be able to see it because I can't dig through each and every one in about an hour. So unfortunately, I can't do that. So if you want me to read your comment, make sure it's a new comment, not something on a thread. All right, so this first one is from Luis Gonzalez. I've been waiting 2 months. Every week it says 0 deposited, and it always says TWC is reviewing my claim. TWC, I'm not exactly sure what TWC is, but this is something that's happening to me too. All right, let me get the basic information that I have across. If you are not getting your money, contact them by email. Call them, maybe even try their Twitter. And if that does not work, then request a hearing. Get all the information that you possibly can and request a hearing so that you can actually get an official response. Now, when I requested a hearing and I gave my information, I was called, I was receiving, I had received 1 week of a consolidated amount of payments in the thousands for 1 week. The second week was a traditional week. And after that, they called me and they requested 3 forms of identification through their email service, and I did give that to them. And after that, the next week, I didn't receive anything. So the hearing, it's still up in the air. There's no determination, but because of that, maybe because of that is why I stopped getting my payments. But still, I would always recommend requesting a hearing because that's the way that you can definitely get everything that you're owed. Eventually, I'm going to get everything that I am owed here, but it's just going to take time. It's going to take time and effort, and I understand some people haven't gotten paid at all. I understand some people really do need this, and there's a few comments in here that reflect that. So it's just going to be something that you have to work through and have to understand that does take time. So we'll see what the outcome is here. I mean, for me, you know my story. I'm still fighting for things, but it's just going to take time. All right, give me 1 moment. I haven't eaten anything all day today. All right, so Mike Smith comments, I blame Trump. Now, I think something like that is way too, it's never going to be on one person. It's always a system. You can blame Trump for many, many other things, but this is just going to be part of the system where we had a pandemic happen. The system was not ready for it, and we're still seeing the effects from this. I have always been available to speak, either to you guys, but I've always been available to speak to the Department of Labor, to unemployment from New York. I've always been ready to speak to them if they really need something, more information from me, and I have just not gotten any information. There needs to be better communication on their end, because I'm ready and willing to give the information that I have to them, whether it be address, income, am I working, am I not working, when did the dates begin or not. It just, yeah. I've said this, I think, in the last video. I think a lot of people will be agreeing with me here too. Just better communication. There's no one person to blame. Maybe you just said that because you want to love some steam, but it makes no sense. Blaming one person's not going to do anything. Maybe you'll make it feel better for like 30 seconds. So this is one of the comments that I read earlier. At least you got something. I am currently homeless in Nevada, and I've got 0 in 16 weeks. Now this is heartbreaking because I live in a house. I'm more or less okay. I do need the money, and eventually I will have to get this money, or else my financial situation won't be great, just like everyone who is relying on unemployment. But there are people with kids, there are people who are going to be evicted because a rent freeze doesn't mean that you're not going to be paying that rent. It just means it's going to be coming soon. And for this guy to be homeless in Nevada, this is tough. Now, this is a comment on YouTube. This just reflects so many people. You can be homeless, you can have a phone, you can still comment on things, but this just is tough because I would prefer, and I would like to think that maybe the system is taking care of those that really do need this. Like maybe they've seen where I am, that I don't know. The information that I've given them is I'm not working, I need the money, I don't know what more there is, but I don't have any dependents. I have pets, I have cats, but I don't have any dependents. Maybe they're going after those people first, and I'd like to think that, but I have no idea because of the poor communication from the Department of Labor and the unemployment. So, you know, we'll see exactly what happens here. All right, give me a sec here. And I'm sorry again for eating on camera, but I haven't eaten anything all day. By the way, what do you think about this? It's a Case-Defy case, custom made, St. Matt. I'm a huge fan of ketchup. I know it's weird, but still, I love this case. All right, so this one is on the video Pedialyte Advanced Care, saving you from sickness and hangovers. Elbow asks, how much are you supposed to drink? And I answer, there is a serving size on each bottle, but you can drink as much as you need. And that's a short answer just for people use Pedialyte for hangovers. Pedialyte was intended for kids, kind of like if they were sick and they needed electrolytes and something good tasting so that they can get those electrolytes and not have to drink something like Gatorade. That's just something that it was originally intended for. Now there are Pedialyte Freeze Pops, there is Advanced Care Pedialyte, and that has like probiotics, more electrolytes and everything, and now it's being marketed for adults. There are definitely things that benefit adults. You can still take it if you're sick. You don't have to be a kid to do that. But yeah, for hangovers it's great. And how much should you take? I don't think I've ever overdosed on any kind of Pedialyte. So for me, Pedialyte, you can have however many you want. Usually I go for one jug of Pedialyte. Maybe if I'm sick or hungover, I go for one, I finish the entire bottle, and that's fine. I'm not sure what the serving size is. I would probably recommend you begin with that, and if your body can accept that, then maybe you can move forward. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know exactly. I'm just telling you what I have been doing. I see we got a comment here. Ivan says, I got the same letter you have, but I'm getting all my money every week. And I think I remember you mentioning this last week. That's great. And again, there's no roadmap on you getting the money or not getting the money. But that's great that you're receiving the money. That's yeah, something that I wish was happening to me, and I honestly wish was happening to everybody, because it's tough. And Yeah, I'm going to need the money, and so many more people need the money, I think, more than I do, and that's pretty rough. All right, let's see here. Okay, this is a relevant question to the unemployment. Somebody's asking how to change bank accounts. So I'm going to be responding for the New York government's unemployment. If you go after you log in, you have to have an account and you log in, the place where you go to certify every week. In my case, I certify on Sundays. I believe everybody does certify on Sundays. If you want to change your bank account, I'm assuming you mean because of direct deposit. You want to do direct deposit. So you can give new account information for your direct deposit right under the place where you would certify your benefits. Right under there, it says direct deposit. And when you click on that, you can give all new information. You'll need your routing number and your account number and a few more pieces of information, but that's the way you can change your bank account. But again, I don't know how quickly that takes effect, how slowly that takes effect. I'm assuming it would just take probably a while. I see everything taking longer than it should, honestly, even with more or less an automated system. But if you don't file for unemployment in New York, then I don't know exactly where. I'm assuming it's going to be about the same place, maybe for where you certify your benefits to, for you to change your bank account. Although I wouldn't do that too many times, and make sure you get the information right so the money doesn't go into a black hole or into somebody else's account. So the next is about the case here, the Casetify case. How long did it take for you to receive your phone cases during this pandemic? Casetify told me 6 to 22 days estimated delivery. I let them know that I did get mine with a custom name here. Not every Casetify case is a customized case, but this one is, and it says Matt, but it's a name that most people have. So I'm assuming it would be pretty quickly to turn these around. They probably have a lot of Matt cases ready to go. But for me, it took 2 weeks exactly. When I made the order and I'm checking when I received it, it took 2 weeks. So that's pretty good. I'm assuming if it's a non-customizable case, something that just is a generic, like maybe the Hello Kitty ones that they just released, that would probably come a little quicker, I would assume, because they don't have to actually write a person's name on here. So yeah, 2 weeks exactly for me. Quicker for you if you do a non-customized. All right, the next one is for the Juneteenth March, one of the videos that I put up. And Mad Hatter puts, right to the comment, yeah, that's going to end up really peaceful. And this is probably somebody looking from the outside. I'm assuming they don't live in New York, because for us, I live in New Jersey, but I'm always in New York. I'm always biking around. There have been protests daily. And at the beginning, there was word of looting, there was word of riots, and just people going to the next level of protesting. Because if you ask me, everything can be a protest. Whether it goes for your values or doesn't, everything can be a form of protest. But this was a peaceful protest, and I wouldn't even call it a protest, I would call it a march. Almost a parade, too. The Juneteenth one, I just happened to get close to one. I was riding a city bike down 6th Avenue, and I just happened to see this here in the distance, and I kind of followed along until I got to Bryant Park, and I joined in, and I was filming. And one of the annoying things is the camera that I was using to film, I didn't turn image stabilization on. It's extremely shaky footage. I'm disappointed because it's something that I felt like I was a big part of. I wish it could have been better, but this whole, what do you call it? This whole march was a peaceful march. Now, there was a section where they got up to Columbus Circle, and there were a few people, because a lot, like if you haven't heard, statues and monuments to people, maybe colonizers or slave owners, have been torn down across the country. And I didn't put two and two together. When the group came up to Columbus Circle, named for Christopher Columbus, a lot of people kind of stopped. maybe not a lot of people, maybe about 15 people stopped. And there were police officers in front of this kind of circular little park. And I realized that there was a monument to Christopher Columbus, and they were fighting, and I couldn't understand why, but I think it's because they wanted to go down and tear it down. This is a gigantic monument. There's no way that this could have been torn down. If you want to look on Google Maps or Google Earth, take a look at this monument. It's gigantic. It's not something that would be taken down, especially with 15 people. But there was some heated conversation. There was some pushing of barricades, but the march in itself and the parade, the Juneteenth parade, they made it clear because they had megaphones, they had walkie-talkies, and they were communicating with everybody. They said loud and clear, they are not part of this. We're going to turn right and continue walking, not on the street next to Central Park, but on one that's kind of parallel to it. So they went away. These people stayed, and I decided to stay with this group because it was interesting seeing this kind of confrontation, and that's where I kind of got close to things and saw what was going on. But yeah, they were looking to antagonize, they were looking to do a little bit more, they weren't looking to loot, and I really don't think they would have been capable of taking down this monument. But it was interesting to see because as these have become more peaceful protests, I've seen this as an Instagram post, the media attention has dwindled. But these are still happening here in New York City every single day. If you go to Washington Square Park, it's happening daily. It is happening all the time, and it's something that's interesting to see when you live in this city. Now, if you live in the suburbs and if you live in other parts of the country, maybe you don't see this every day. Maybe you've only seen the looting, the rioting earlier on, and now you don't see the peaceful protests. You don't see the activism that's going on. And this is probably why somebody's saying this, or they're just trying to egg things on. So they say, yeah, that's going to end really peaceful. I just put a thumbs down. It's yeah, not really about that. The next one was on a Black Lives Matter march in New York City, and this was yesterday a separate march, a much smaller march, because this Juneteenth one was gigantic. I couldn't see the beginning or the end. This one here, and I think this is a troll account, Cute Little Susie says, Black lives apparently do not matter in the black community. Question mark. And I just simply wrote, that doesn't make any sense. And of course they didn't write back because I think they're probably looking for the hashtag Black Lives Matter or March or anything like that, and they're just trying to comment on this. So it's something that they just want to get out, but I really don't think it's a significant account. That just doesn't make sense. People are going to attack their own people, people are going to attack other people. I'm pretty sure your own life counts in your book. Next one is walking in New York City. This is a walk that I took right before I happened upon the Juneteenth march. And Morgan says, good to see that it's a lot busier when I was there last month. Yeah, I'm thinking about a month ago, it was really, really quiet. There was not many people around, and yeah, things are beginning to open up here. It's now going to be phase 2 on Monday, June 22nd. So that's going to mean that you can eat outdoors, you can go to stores, but do pickup only, maybe like online order and pickup only. But you can't go into like any stores that it's not like a pharmacy or convenience store. And you can't sit inside places yet. But a lot of people are going on, and a lot of irresponsible people are walking around the city with no mask, not social distancing, just because they feel like it's warm. And I can definitely understand. I choose to be outside more, but I choose to bike. I don't want to take the subway. I don't want to take any public transportation if I can't or if I don't have to. It's just something that I want to do to get outside, but I make sure to always wear the mask, have my hand sanitizer. I've probably used a ton of the hand sanitizer. I don't even know where it is. I have one of like the little small ones attached to my keys. And that's actually weird. I have no idea where my keys are. But yeah, it's something that I definitely see, but you have to make sure that you do this in the right way, or else the numbers are going to spike, just like you've probably seen in different places around the country. And of course, good old Florida is making its mark. When earlier on you could see people flocking to the beach when they shouldn't have, and yeah, we'll see what happens. It seems to be affecting younger people now, so I'm looking out for myself and other people my age, in addition to the people that have been affected earlier on, which have been the elderly and those with weak immune systems. So we'll see exactly what happens here. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah. Sorry, I look like this just because I biked home and I have not taken a shower yet. My hair is a mess, need a haircut, and I've been sweating. I just try to, yeah, I just looked at myself. Here, I don't look that good. All right, so this one here, Tony says, I had a scheduled day to claim weekly benefits. I missed that assigned date, and the system allowed me to file at the end of the same week. I received my unemployment, my UI, sorry, there's no period in this entire statement. I'm going to start again. I had scheduled a day to claim my weekly benefits. I'd missed that assigned date. The system allowed me to file at the end of the same week. I received my unemployment weekly payment, but I did not receive my PUA weekly payment because it's been 5 business days. Will I receive my PUA payment for that week, or did I lose my PUA payment for that week? I guess the question is, if you miss something, like if you miss certifying, or if you don't give all the information, or if maybe you're only filing now and you stopped working in March, will you get that money? Short answer is yes. You will be getting that money, but it's going to take time. Just looking from where I am right now, it's taken me a long time to get anything. And when I did get something, I thought I was going to continue getting it, but that's not the case. It seems like you're going to have to fight for it week to week if there is some sort of... Hi, Mom. How are you?